New studies out today say that more of us are leaving our wallets at home as we sort of embrace this whole cashless society. You don't have any cash on you. Well, our Claire joins me now. Claire's over here, so I shall toddle over in my high heels. Claire, this is interesting because I must admit, I was always like paying for stuff with cash, you know, having it was always that thing, have a fiver up your knicker leg in case of emergency. But, you know, a lot of people now, they're not even using cards, they're using the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
For everything.
From the cashless society to the cardless society, you could say. So, yeah, so only half of us still carry a physical purse or wallet, according to a survey out today by Link, which operates the UK's network of cash machines. Now, the majority of people say they do still own a purse or a wallet, but they just increasingly are leaving it at home. They're not taking it out of the house. In fact, 1 in 10 don't have one at all and entirely rely on their phones to pay for things. Now, I have to say, I'm a fan of the digital wallet. I've got 3 different cards in mind, so I can choose which one I want to pay with. So if you're a point collector like me, that's quite handy. But also, all of my loyalty cards can now go in the digital wallet, so you don't need to be carrying around lots of different ones for lots of different shops. And also things like train tickets, even airline boarding passes, although I always print mine out as well, just so I've got a backup. But the biggest problem with digital wallets, I have to say, is if your phone runs out of battery.
Yes.
So carrying around a mobile charger that you can use on the go, very good idea. One of my colleagues at the FT a couple of years ago was fined nearly £500, Lorraine, because she tapped to pay with her phone on a bus, then her phone died and a ticket inspector got on and she couldn't prove that she'd paid. So let that be a lesson to you.
Absolutely. So do you think you should just, you know, like that old, you know, my gran always used to say, you know, have a fiver up your knicker leg. Should you have a little bit of cash on you, do you think?
I deliberately pay in cash when I can, just to make sure that we keep cash alive, because I appreciate that not all people want to pay with digital and phones, and frankly, not all people can afford to have a smartphone that's got the up-to-date technology for all the banking apps to work. So, you know, we do need cash. I'm a big supporter of cash on the high street. So, yes, I wouldn't want to go completely digital.
But I think you're right about be careful, because not only running out of battery, if you get your phone stolen, nightmare, and then it's all about that. Now, look, there's another scam doing the rounds, and you've really got to be looking out for this one.
Yeah, so as autumn arrives, there's a nip in the air. It's the winter fuel payment scam that we're going to talk about this morning, which is doing the rounds. Now, lots of people are getting this as a text message saying, you need to apply for your winter fuel payment. Here's one that was sent in to us. Somebody who's actually a member of the police, the scammer sent it to them and they conveniently put it online. But you can see there's a link. It's a very dodgy-looking link, if you look at it closely, that it wants you to click on, and it's saying, do it fast. There's a deadline, because the scammers always want you to do things quickly, because then you won't think about them. So the biggest message here is that the DWP, Department for Work and Pensions, say they do not need your bank details to give you your winter fuel payment. You will receive it automatically in either November or December if you're above state pension age, which is 66 currently. By the middle of September, you are going to get that. You do not need to respond to these texts. If you're not sure about whether a text is a scam or not, my golden rule is just show it to someone. You know, anyone at all.
Take a breath.
Take a breath.
Don't just, although it's saying to you, you've got to do this now,
exactly.
And you get panicky.
Because if you click on that link, it will take you probably to a quite convincing fake website, probably the gov.uk website. And it will ask you for your details. And as a scam, this is called phishing. The scammers will then use those details to try and defraud you at a later date. So if you know it's a scam, what you can do is either click on the report junk function, which is at the bottom of the screen on many phones, or forward it to a special number, 7726. Now, your phone provider will then log it as spam, block the sender, and then you can delete it, but never reply. Because the scammers know then that your number's active, and more of them will try and contact you with other scams.
There have been changes, though, haven't there, to the winter fuel allowance?
Yeah, so there was a big U-turn by the government recently. They did take away the winter fuel allowance from most people last year, but this year everybody will get the payment if they're of state pension age. Somebody in England, Wales or Scotland in the household is eligible to receive it, so it could be between £200 and £300 depending on how many pensioners are living there. But the catch is, if your taxable income as an individual is over £35,000, you'll need to pay back your portion of the winter fuel allowance through doing a tax return. But everybody will get it, and as I said before, you'll get it automatically.
Yeah,
so
don't
these texts,
ignore all these. Oh, honestly, it's terrible. eBay is 30 years old. Happy birthday, eBay.
30 years.
It's still doing very well. And in fact, a lot of these sites are doing incredibly well, aren't they?
Well, buying and selling online, I think now, is a way of life, especially if you're a money-savvy person. But yes, so 30 years, you can sell almost anything on eBay. My favourite item, I think, that was ever sold on it was a grilled cheese sandwich with the face of the Virgin Mary, which fetched around $28,000. I think we've got a picture of it somewhere.
That's too weird. No,
that is quite an extreme thing. Most people are selling clothes, especially household items, car parts. Also, a very popular salary. Now, my outfit today, I have to say, I am a big eBay buyer and seller, but I also use Vinted, which is another popular app.
It is.
Everything I'm wearing above the waist, I bought on Vinted for, like, literally, I think this jacket was £15. It's velvet. The shirt is silk. It was less than a tenner. I find it's amazing for getting bargains, particularly, we were talking about weight loss on Monday.
Of course.
If your weight's going down, I just thought, I need new clothes because my clothes don't fit, but I don't want to spend a fortune buying new things in the shops because I might lose more weight.
Exactly.
So that's when it all started. But then since then,
you're hooked.
I've got the bug. I go into shops and think, £200 for a coat? I can get one for 30 and it's brand new with the tag still on.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. There's a lot of really good things on there.
Well, there is, and it's a godsend for parents as well. I mean, I'm sure you know with baby Billy, babies, children, they just go through clothes
so fast.
at a rate of knots, but not just clothes, equipment. And so there are lots of people selling not just bundles of clothes, but, you know, push chairs, high chairs, you know, all of these things. Really, really great.
For you, and you're protected and all of that.
Yes, there's lots of protections for buyers. If it doesn't arrive, it's not as stated, you know, the buyer protection with eBay is included in the fee. With Vintage, you have to pay a little percentage of the price.
Right.
Like, one tip would be, if there is a problem with an item that you've ordered, raise your complaint promptly.
Right away, exactly. Train prices on the rise, but in Scotland they've made, it's quite a bold move.
Yes. Good for Scotland,
yes,
I'd say. So
absolutely.
ScotRail, one of the railway companies, it's decided it's going to cut peak fares. Now, if you're being ordered back to the office, train fares are horrifically high, but what they're going to do is cut the peak fare entirely. So if you're travelling in the morning commute, the return from Glasgow to Edinburgh, it was £32 on ScotRail. It's now going to be £16. So, you know, a really significant saving. Now,
this is good. Is this going to be rolled out throughout the nation?
Well, I think that a lot of people will be watching this. The gamble they're taking, the government obviously thinks fewer people will drive if we make the trains more affordable.
Absolutely.
Which, to me, sounds entirely sensible.
Exactly.
If more people are taking the train, even though the price of the ticket is lower, hopefully the train companies will still make enough money.
Because there's more customers.
Because there's more customers. But the risk is overcrowding. Is this going to spread out demand? So I think other train operators will be looking at it. There's lots of innovation going on with different ones. East Midlands are offering a system where they'll track you. You can opt to be tracked and it will give you a price at the end of the day based on the best possible fare. So again, you know, technology is being used to do this, but all of these things at an early stage. But yes, I think it's a great innovation.
Got to make it simpler. I mean, honestly, you need a degree to try and book a train. I mean, to try and book a train, and I love the train. I would get the train all the time. I mean, I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's just so, at the moment, horrendously expensive. Claire, thank you. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.